All right, sorry about that. It was DoorDash. Um, so anyhow, so everybody's in the car and we're getting along almost as good as we can, kind of thing. Me and my sister are on the back, beating on each other still. Dad's telling us to shut up or turn the car around. No, not really. He's not going to turn the car around because he understood that we, we were practicing Jews and everything, but Shabbat and stuff like that. I mean, my dad was a house painter. He had to work on Saturdays, right? Um, After the two girls got confirmed, they didn't have a bar mitzvah. So Stacy and Lisa, they didn't have bar mitzvah or bat mitzvah. So me and Renee did get a bar mitzvah and bat mitzvah. So after after we're done, my dad's like, okay, you don't have to get confirmed, so you have to go further. But we went to Sunday school and stuff like that. And so where's I going with this story? Okay, anyhow, so we arrive at the temple, and it's early. I mean, it's 7:30, 8 o'clock, and they're already packed up the wazoo. And of course, you got all the cops because of all the hate. And unfortunately, I've always seen that my whole life. All the anti-Semitism and all the possible issues, and I did write about that as well. But so I'll let that slide right now. I'll focus on the story. So he drops us off because he's got to park way out in Bufu. I mean, like way out, like on the side and the corner, and way out in the neighborhood. And my dad, growing up, he used to go to all the shuls, pick up all his buddies, walk around, do the whole thing, and it was a complete kind of experience, kind of thing. And he was really good, with his friends and like the Jewish fraternities, kind of thing. And so he would bond, man. He would bond. So he had a lot of Judaism already, to be honest with you. He had a lot already growing up. And also, I guess he taught in Hebrew school, and he used to crack him on the knuckles. Can you imagine someone doing that now? A teacher cracking someone on the knuckles. Hell, they lose their job. Hell, they might have a felony against them. Oh, my precious pumpkin, you touch their knuckles. Oh, my God, he can't be a surgeon. He can't be a doctor. He can't be a lawyer. Man, he was just going to be a ditch digger. His IQ was like none. Anyway. Stick with the story, Kevin. Stick with the story. Okay, we'll stick with the story. So he drops us all off. We go in. He parks the Bonneville, Brome, Landau. They got it with 78,000 miles. They gave it to me with 196. Take good care of it. Minus 4 front ends. Anyhow. That car's never driven so fast with me behind the wheel. Back in the day, if you heard Guns N' Roses around 4:30, 5 o'clock, coming down Central Avenue, and all you saw was this car that had black honeycomb wheels, because that's another story. Because I want to make it look cool, man, like a Trans Am. If you're like, what kind of bird I said, and you just saw a car go, that was me. Sorry. Okay. Race car driver? Nope, not really. Only play one. Okay. So I'll get to this story. So we all get dropped off. Dad parks the car. Dad comes back. When they open up the ark and they're walking around with the Torah, the doors are closed to the congregation. So you got to wait, and the doors open, and then you walk in. So you walk in, and you sit down and everything else, and like that. So, and we're waiting for Dad. And I'm like, what is he? I go, maybe his stomach's upset or something, Maybe he's like taking a crap, Could happen, He didn't have his time in the toilet this morning, so, you got to have your time. You got to have your time. You do not want to miss your time. There's a lesson here. Forget it. Anyhow, so we're waiting. He shows up about an hour later. I mean, they open up the ark. We say a prayer. They open up the ark again. Rise. The Torah goes around. I'm like, where the hell is that? And he comes in, he's like, I stopped off at Dunkin' Donuts. Mom, I hope you're not mad at this story, but this is just classic us. This is classic us. So I hope you don't get upset. But he's like, I got Dunkin' Donuts in the car. My mom goes, Harvey, you don't. You didn't. You couldn't. You wouldn't. You wouldn't dare. Dad's like, hell yeah. He's like, we all get migraines. He's like, we gotta have something to eat. At the end of the story, it's kind of funny, but it's ironic. So anyhow, I'm like, what do you got, Dad? He's like, oh, I got custard. I got filled. I got ice cream. I got eclairs. I'm like, okay. So I'm the first one who goes out there when the doors close again after they put the Torah away, after they prayed it around and said a little bit on the altar on the bima there. And so I come back. I got like, everybody knows I'm eating a powdered donut. I don't know why it's always the powdered donut that helps juice. When I really, what's the one thing you really don't want to show people that you're eating, especially at one of the most solemn times. Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. I walk in, my dad's like, I'm like, what, Dad? He's like, I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, sugar, dummy, sugar. You got sugar all over your mouth. So he's telling me that before we walk back in. So the girls come out and they go get the donuts and then they come out. My mom eventually does go out and get the donuts. And, you know, as a people, we have suffered so much. I gotta be honest with you. And migraines are so bad if we don't eat. So I really think that this is a sin, quote unquote, you know. And I know it's not on the Ten Commandments. It doesn't say thou shall fast for high holy days, or that thou, you know, will be a sinner. You know, that wouldn't work for us anyways. So we get done. We're still hungry. You're supposed to wait till sundown to eat. This is no joke, people. If you're Orthodox, for Orthodox, you wait to eat. You have to suffer. And I'm like, and so we go to this place called Betsy Ross. There's a bunch of other Jewish families from the synagogue sitting there eating too, because no one can wait, because it doesn't make really. I understand the suffering part. I understand you got to like reflect. I understand that. Get headaches. You want to take your head off, like that. You just seriously would take your head off, you know. And then you go to Lincoln Memorial, they charge you $1,500 after you get insurance. And you get on a payment plan with them. My life be like, woo. Anyhow, okay, so this is a little goofy video. But anyhow, so that's our not fasting story. That's it.